head structures, portraits, using a method called, well, I call the method, uh, using circles and blocks, or circles and lines. Go check that out if you haven't, because that's the method I'm going to be using to do this next portrait to help you out. Now I'm going to be doing a portrait of the Witcher, from the Witcher series. We're Henry Cavill, and it'll be a front facing portrait to show you how to go about making a portrait using the circle block method. All right, starting off, see the cranium. I don't know where the nose begins. Let me turn off my light. Turn on my light real quick. Hold on. There we go. Much better. Apologize for the shadow casting here, but we're gonna make do. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get the cranium first. I'm gonna try to go as light as I can. Paper I'm using, I'm gonna make it a little bigger here. Alright, so that's the cranium. Circle this part. Now we gotta get the bottom part. So gotta pinpoint somewhere in the middle. I'm gonna break it down. Say to about right here. Other side respectively, right there. And then following the picture best we can, I'm gonna break it down on both sides. And then he has like a fairly pronounced chin. So remember, everything we do, we can always correct because we're using pencil anyway. Now, right here, where this bottom portion meets the circle, look at the tutorial. Just make as straight as you can. Make a line, indicate where the eye is going to be going, and then just pinpoint somewhere in the middle from the top of the head to the bottom. Just bring it down, get as straight as you can. Now this is going to be our guidelines. They're going to help us out. So you see the nose with the bridge of the nose and the eyebrows. Use this line as a guideline. Make it a little smaller. There we go. About right there. About right there. Okay. Now at this point, you can, if you want to, you can start just sketching it out a little bit. The eyebrows. You see, something like that. Now the eye sockets. So right here, the eye's gonna be like right here. Remember to follow your reference the best you can. Like I promised, when I get a chance, I'm gonna do a tutorial how to make individual features, like how to do the eyes and how to do the mouth and nose. As you can tell, the eye has a little wrinkle on the top, and then it comes down the bottom where the eye folds. Let's make it a little like that, and then there's a little teardrop right here at the end. And you can barely see it, but let me give you an indication right here of the eyelashes on the bottom, which is like something like that. But we're gonna fix that later. Right now we just need to get the foundations down. And eyeball right here, eyeball on the other side. There we go. That's one done. Now the other side, this side, it's like a little casting shadow. Remember on my Bruce Lee tutorial, you can go ahead and make a little line where the shadow's going to be casting to help you out. See? So part of the eye is in shadow. So I'm gonna do that. But following the guideline, I'm gonna go ahead and this part right here, bring it down a little and bring it up. Same with the other side. Bring it down a little. There you go. And then just add an eyeball right here. Remember, whatever we're doing, we're going to fix later, okay? So if the eyes don't quite match up, we're going to fix, okay? Now when it comes to the nose is going to be like 1, 2, about 2 eyes down. So from right here. So right here, 1, 2, and you can use the nostrils. You go up the nostril, the end of the nostrils on this one. It hits with the teardrop, the inner teardrop. So it's gonna be like around right here, where you start doing the curvature for the nostrils. All right. Now his nose is the type of nose that when he, I guess when he smiles, we're looking normal. He got like a pointy nose, so you're not really gonna see his nostrils that much, or you're gonna be facing down. So it's gonna be something along this line, this line here. Let me take this off right here. We won't need that. Alright, so I bring it up. Now this side is casting shadow, so you gotta go ahead and bring this little indication. There's a shadow right there, down a little bit. So that's the nose part. Now the mouth, the little from top to bottom right here. Probably the size of this nose right here. Bring it down, right there. Go ahead, bring it down over here. Now you can use the ends of the lips, see where it matches up with the eye. So that's what you know. You gotta get right here. He got like a slight smirk on him, like a smile. So you know, I'm gonna stop on the other side too. The other side, I say it comes up to right in the right here. And then just bottom here, the lip, bring it in a little bit, and then just go ahead the bottom lip. Bring it in a little bit. Alright, so there's he has a kind of strong chiseled chin here. I'll give that indication. And then let me section right here. Bring this down a little bit. Bring it in a little bit more. See, with this particular method, it's also easy to, make an adjustment on the face. Every time you see where it goes down and it curves, you can always use your reference and pinpoint where it lines up on the part of on the portrait. Like before it curves, it looks like it lines up with the upper lip, give or take. So here we go, something like that. Then from there, I want you to bring it down. Make sure you bring it when you cover it at an angle. Cover it at an angle. Don't do like a straight line like that. You don't want it to look square. You don't want it to look cartoony or like a comic book like. Because we're going for realism. All right, and see the other side. Now, if you have a drawing or a picture portrait that it's one side is a lot of casting shadow a lot, just use the reference for the other side, mirror it, and then from there you basically make the adjustments that you need to make. Alright, so like this, following this guideline right here to the best of my ability. Let me go ahead and bring the other side up like this. Now, let me go ahead and walk on the top of the head. Bring it up just a little bit. See where it curves? It'll be like right on the edge of the eyebrow. So like right around. So this eye is gonna be like right around here. I'm gonna bring it down. And the widow's peak right down the middle. Down the other side also. Bring it down a little bit. This other side, the edge of the right here. Okay, bring it down a little bit. And I see like around right here. feel comfortable. You can get it down perfectly. You can start erasing some of your guidelines. All right. Let me see here. Look at that eyebrow. Kind of. Yeah, right here. Yeah, I already know this eye needs to come down a little bit more. Let me fix that. So it's like this. Here's the eyeball. Okay. I'm gonna go back to the eye anyway. I'm gonna fix that. Alright. So now the hair. Still got an outline here. We're gonna fix it. Now to the ear. It's gonna be right this section right here. Let me bring it up a little. Like almost underneath the eye. There we go. Let me just a little indication to separate here. Alright, looks like he's coming along. Now if you have a lot of real estate left on your drawing, I mean, you can always Google search and find like another portrait, another picture of whoever you're drawing. See, like there's more of a full body or more of the body showing, or you can just trim the page down. Something along this line. Comes to the hair. Okay. Yeah. Just break it down, break it down. Be free to don't concentrate on one section for too long. If you feel like it's not coming out right, just leave it. Go back and update or work on something else that you were working on previously. That way you can make sure you're not overthinking it. A lot of times, like there's a section like oh that nose just doesn't seem right, or those eyes don't seem right, and you keep on concentrating on that particular eye or that particular nose. You're neglecting the rest of the face, and that's how you end up getting frustrated, giving up, or pictures doesn't come out the way you wanted to come out. So it's always good to just get back to it. Think you're building it step by step. You can always get back to correct the mistake or make whatever you made better. And besides, as long as you're not erasing anything, as long as it's not inked or or finished, well, not finished, as long as it's not inked or to the part where it's gonna leave like a kind of look like kind of messed up if you erase it, because if you press it real hard, then it should be fine. So like right now, I'm just going lightly on my pen, giving indication where the shadows are gonna, well, not the shadows, with the hair, how the hair's gonna go down. Now, when it comes to hair, obviously you're not gonna get it as perfect as the original drawing, because we are talking about hair. Show you what I'm doing right now. I'm also going to show you how to get gray hair or white hair, how to get that effect. But right now I'm just using my pencil, give indication how it's going to look. Alright, so right now, because we can move on to shadowing. Well, not shadowing, but indication what the shadow is going to be. Like on this section, the eyes kind of line up to each other. There we go. Now, see here. Bring it down. And then you have like a little wrinkle here on the bottom, the bag under his eye. There we go. Do the other eye too. Wrinkle. Let me erase this line right here. I don't need that anymore. Anything that I need to fix with the eyes, I can work with that. Like the previous drawing of Bruce Lee. Which actually, speaking of eyes, I did go back and correct some of the issue with the eyes. The eyes kind of, on the Bruce Lee portrait, I noticed the eyes were kind of too slanted, if it makes any sense. So I had to correct it. That's another thing. You can do a drawing and it looks perfect, but if you look at it at a certain angle, or if you hold it up to a mirror, that's how you can tell if if the eyes are off or the head is not quite rounded, quite right, then you just make the corrections as you go along. Little butt chin right there, or dimple. Sorry. I don't know if you can say that. I don't know if it's considered a curse word, but if it is, I apologize. I'm barely fairly new to YouTube, so trying not to get a strike or anything like that. So I try to be as careful as I can what I'm saying. And know my previous video, when it comes to doing hits, like a guide on how to draw hits from front, side, and back view. I know those sketches are kind of crude, but at the same time, they're not there to make it look like something spectacular. It's kind of just like a guide to help you out on how to do portraits or freestyle using that particular method, or the method I'm using right now, which is what I call it, the circle block method. Bring it down right here. There we go. All right. So what y'all think about the Witcher series? Are y'all watching it? I can't wait till season 2 comes out. I'm watching it. I like how it follows the books. And the fantasy series. I know a lot of people are comparing it to Game of Thrones, but it's actually quite somewhat different, and it's gonna unfair to the Witcher because the Witcher books actually came out before Game of Thrones. But I guess since Game of Thrones came out first, gained popularity, everything's compared to that. But me personally, I prefer the Witcher because it's more concentrated on one particular character, and from that character you get a lot of other interesting characters coming out. So here we go. That's looking pretty nice. Yeah. Yeah, Henry Cavill, I think he was a perfect choice for playing the Witcher. Geralt. Good thing is that he says that he's a big fan of the games, and I believe he's also a fan of the books. So he did his research. He knows his stuff. I just hope he's still Superman. I really can't see anybody else playing Superman but him. I know there's a lot of controversy with the Justice League movie, but that's a discussion for another day. I just hope he does return for Superman, because I can see nobody else play him. He's just a real good Superman. It's like a very comic, accurate Superman. There we go. Alright, not too bad. So at this point, you know, if once you get your, well, I always like to say the foundation down, you can just start applying that. There we go. Alright. Alright, so hope this is being captured correctly. Let's see. Turn that on. Sorry about that. I have a glass mirror. I just had to pull it up a little bit, see where it I'm at when it comes to the drawing itself. There we go. Actually, curves in like that. This curves out. Funny thing about portraits that sometimes you have a portrait that you're doing and that you're doing everything right, but somehow it's not coming out looking like the drawing. I mean, like the picture or the person who posing for you. Does it come out looking like them exactly? And you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, and then, believe it or not, it's probably like a smirk or a little smirk or something that's way off, is a little off. That can throw off your likeness of a character. So most of the time, it's not even the eyes being off or being slightly down, or the nose not being as long or as short as it needs to be. Sometimes it's just a simple matter of a smirk or something, not quite the way the person or individual is looking like in the on the picture. That can throw you off. See, it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. See, you're drawing like this without the guidelines or that process. It'll take you, well, the normal average person, myself included, because I used to do that too. Will take me hours just to get to, hours just to get to this point. Like I used to start doing my sketches by doing the eyes first, one eye first, and I will cut it, and I would like literally do eyes like the whole day and get it right, and then do the next one, and before I know it, you know, I'm exhausted and I want to close it, you know, stop what I'm doing till the next day if I have time to get back to what I'm doing. Alright, so here we go, got that done. Now if you want to, you can stop right here, and actually, one thing I gotta mention here. Since I have this portion done of the Witcher Geralt done, is that this is called the basically line art. Now, if you're satisfied with line art like this, you can just keep it the way it is. And what I highly recommend doing is making copies. You have a computer with a printer and a scanner. Go ahead and make a copy. Scan this in, make a copy of it. Just any size you want to make it, 11 by 8, or if you want to get it printed out for a big sheet of paper, you can do that too. That way, if you want to experiment, you want to, practice with shading, using colored pencils. Heck, even I would recommend doing acrylics, because printer paper doesn't work with acrylics unless you get special type of paper that you can print over. But getting back to my point, you can use that to you can get the copies to practice on your shading techniques, or using colored pencils or different mediums, without having to worry about messing up the original drawing that you made. Just a little tip. So like at this point, you can consider it done, and then it's just you can be free to call it a day, if you would like, and just save this as reference. Put it on your print. Put it on your scanner. Get a copy of it, and so that way you won't mess up the original drawing. If you want to practice on your shading, if not, because we can move forward. Or I might just call it a day right now. And you know what? Let's just try to push through. We got in this far, right? Alright, so I'll push through. Let my battery run slow. I'll run out of space. Alright, let's try to add some shading here, okay? So, okay, let's start. Let's switch pencils now. What do we have here? So start with this section right here. Start shading, shade. See where it meets right here. There's shade. There you go. And then just slightly. Shade it out. A little dark on the bottom. Bring it up to the top. There we go. That's one section done. Now the other side. Just kind of has like a shadow. Little indication of a 5 o'clock shadow here. So work it in. In. It's a little bit dark on this side. go. There we go. See what a difference a little bit of shading does. Remember I mentioned on my previous drawing techniques that if you see a section that's darker, just concentrate with your fingers, just push it down, and you'll get the lighter part, and so forth. Really dark sections, just a little bit more darker, not too dark, but you know, kind of build it in layers. Just right here. So here's down my finger. It's helping out with the rest of it. Let me go ahead. Forgot the sheet. I don't want to smear it. Don't want to smear it. Alright, so this little section right here. See, it's a little outline like this. Just press it out like that. You can also have a excuse me, I guess I call it an art hack. If you have a I'm sorry, Q-tip, cotton swab, you can actually use that to blend in or blend out your highlights, your shadows. You don't have to use your thumb, finger, or piece of cloth, especially on the on these little small detail sections. You can also do that. I can do it too, but I don't do it because kind of when I draw, I'm actually very messy when I draw, but just the way I'm used to use drawing. I'm actually very heavy-handed when it comes to drawing, sketching. I actually press down really hard on my sketches, and I do that ghosting effects for the most time. But so it takes a lot of restraint to not press down on the sheet of paper, because I'm used to pressing down real hard while I'm drawing. It's just it's a no-no, especially when you're doing portraits, realistic art, because you don't want that ghosting effects. Unless you're doing it on purpose. You wanna. I mean, a lot of artists. Some artists do that. You know, they like giving that effect that it's a drawing that's been worked on over and over again. So the construction lines or indications that it's been erased over and over again. I mean, if you're going for that, then that's fine. I made drawings before where I leave it where it's like half done portraits, but I left them like that on purpose. I don't know if it's a style, but yeah. The nose. Let's get the mouth part. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. There we go. I don't think I'm just gonna do nothing but portraits. I will be doing these for a little bit, this starting channel, but and these type of tutorials. But as I grow, I also do other stuff. I also do a little bit of I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I do a little bit of sculpting. I'm not very good, but just starting doing it, and it's actually quite therapeutic. I love doing sculpting. So I will try to show some tutorials on how to do my sculptures, and hopefully not too distant future. We're going to come out to an R mark here, and on my color, call it a day or night, evening. I don't know, depending on what time is it right now in your area. And I might make like little adjustments here and there off camera. Trust me, it's not nothing gonna miss, nothing important. Maybe like just the eyes a little bit. And I'll come back. I'll probably continue. I'll continue with the rest of the portrait here. Finish up the shading. Make corrections here and there. And then I'll show you how to a trick to do white hair or gray hair for a character. Wow. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so it's good enough right now. I'm gonna call it a night. Like always, I thank you for your patience. Oops, sorry about that. I moved my rig right there. But it's a learning process. It's a new channel. Believe me, I mentioned it before, but I'm working towards that. Making as I grow, I will get better equipment and make sure to give you a good quality when it comes to aesthetics and everything. But right now, we're gonna make what's due here, and like I mentioned, hopefully this techniques I'm showing you helps you out when it comes to drawing either portraits from portraits or drawing freestyle. Once again, be free to visit me at Nintendo's Art on Instagram. And if you like this tutorial, give it a thumbs up. And also be free to check out my other tutorials. They do help out a lot also. I have one called do a Bruce Lee one where it shows how to do a portrait using outlines or like a kind of like a shadow. Check it out. I'll explain to you. It explains exactly what I mean. And yeah, once again, thank you for your time. Once again, follow me on Instagram. It's NinsidosArt.com or NinsidosArt. Apologize. And yeah, take care. Thank you for your time. Have a great night. Bye bye. Hello everyone, this is Ninsido from Ninsido's Art, and we're going to continue. This is part 2 of single portrait with the circle slash line method or circle slash block method. Like I promised, going to continue some more, adding a little bit more detail, refining some of the features, and show you how to do how to work with gray or white hair. Now, gray and white hair, what we want to do is probably get like I wouldn't say a needle, but something like an object, like a plastic object that has a point on it. Like this is one of my tools I use for sculpting, has a point on it. Or if you have like an old pen lying around that doesn't write anymore, get that away. You can use that, and what you basically need to do is do engravings or indentations. Of course, being careful not to tear your paper. Try to follow the image as closely as possible, the strands of hair, and once you do that, get your pen of choice. I was just doing the light pen first, and you want to try to follow the the direction you're doing the indentations. Like so. See? To help you out a little with your eraser, this eraser, or if you have what we call a kneaded eraser, it's this type of eraser that kind of looks like it's kind of like rubbery. You can break it apart if you like, and you can use that, like try to get the pointy end of that eraser, and then use that as to help you out with the highlights and to the added effect of grayish or white hair. Yeah, a little bit more. See? My lead eraser again. This part is a little more white. There we go. Darker areas. Yeah, a little. And the back of your eraser, and then like that. And then you go to your darker pencil fairly darker pencil. You can kind of pinpoint where the darker portions are at. Just add them as you go along. Remember, try to blend them in. Well, you don't want to blend it too much. You want them to stand out a little bit. Give an indication that it's hair that's flowing in the air, draped over his shoulder. Oh, sorry, I get the indentations coming up like that. You can blend it in a little bit, not too much. There you go. See. When it comes to hair, basically, this process, just do is basically you're just gonna do it till you feel like you get to the point where you feel the hair looks the best, where you're comfortable with it. Of course, always being careful not to tear up your page. There you go. I don't know if you can see that. I have to move our camera top of the head. See that part right there? Right here. Just follow the lines. Best I could. Best you can, I mean. Right here. Come back. Eraser. Try to follow the directions as I can. Take away some of that. Some of the black. Think of it as the dark colors being the highlights and the whites, or the eraser part being, you know, the actual hair. It's the opposite. Usually when you're doing brownish or dark hair, you know, when you use your eraser, the eraser is going to be the highlights, which is the opposite. So the more white you're showing, the more it looks like a actual hair. Of course, you want to make sure you have some gray in there too. Highlighted parts. eraser. There you go. Just coming along. Using my number 2, well, 2B pencil to indicate the darker spots. And then from there, kind of go over with the kneady eraser. And I need to make like I need to make this portion a little bit darker right here. There you go. Down to the bottom. Darker, darker. If you're unsure how dark you need to go particular shadow, so it's recommended to go light. Use your lightest pencil, or if you don't have a different type of pencils, the number 2 pencil. If that's all you have, color as light as you can, and then work yourself up to darkening it. Because last thing I want to do is get like a big blob of lead on one particular section. And yeah, it throws your drawing off. Makes it look all messed up. And then when you erase it, yeah, it's you don't want it to leave too much of a mark. So right now I'm just going a little darker. Going back to the I'm going back to the portions of the art that I of the portrait that I shaded in. I'm going with a little darker pencil. Darken those areas out. There we go. Give me one moment, I'll be right back. Apologize for the delay. Had to run a quick errand. We're all doing this in real time. But in the future, I'll if I get time-lapse software, I'll start making videos where it'll be like speed painting or speed sketches. Well, I talk over it. That way, you won't have to sit 20 plus minutes, almost an hour, listen to a tutorial. I mean, I still do this regular tutorials, but I know it's it could get a little boring. Listen to somebody talk. So I do appreciate your time you give me listening to me talking through this tutorial here. But as I grow, I'll make sure to improve the quality and the speed of these tutorials by using a time-lapse software. I'm doing the mount right now. Let's see. It's a little better. The eyebrows. Let me add a little bit of this. Now, since according to the portrait, he is showing quite a bit of a shadow highlights. Trying to balance how much gray or white hair shows, and dark or shadow shows on his hair or highlights. But that's based on the picture. Of course, there's other pictures where he's in broad daylight, and you know you see a lot of his grayish white hair showing for the Witcher. So you got to work with your piece. Now, if you do have one like that, I recommend doing is, you know, just invisible lines go like this, and then get your light pencil and go over it. See? Go over it. And then you know, just erase it and add a little bit of highlights like so. But if I do a piece where it's a gray hair, mostly gray hair, daylight portrait or individual, I'll show you exactly what I mean. Okay. Mother's Day is coming up. It's tomorrow. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Celebrating Mother's Day. I know it's kind of hard going out with this pandemic, even though a lot of stores are opening up. You can go out to get just a mother a present, a nice present. Just be careful out there. But if you're in a situation where you got your hands tied to do what's going on right now, don't know exactly what to give your mother, or you want to give your mother something, I'll later on I'll probably show a video how you can make a particular something nice for your mom, a drawing, portrait for your mother, and give that to your mother. Something that comes from the heart. All right. bit. There we go. Bit of a highlight right here. Darken portion right here. Right here also. Right here. Spin it out just a little bit. Go. This part here. A little darker. I also be showing a technique where it's called I really like I mentioned before, I don't know the actual terminologies, but this way that's what I call it. Quick sketch or scribble technique. I'm going to show you how to do a portrait, how to make a portrait with that. Later on. If not today, possibly tomorrow, or the following day. And like I mentioned, you know, I know this channel's fairly new. Well, not fairly new. It is a new channel. But I will try to work on other tutorials, including in the hopefully not too distant future, sculpting. And also do like individual body parts, like the eyes, nose, and such. And the way you're getting a tutorial how to do hair a little bit. I also want to do caricatures or cartoon-like characters, like how to make a portrait of an individual yourself or an individual you know from a magazine, family member, friend. How to draw them in a cartoon-like setting. Make it look like a cartoon avatar. I'll be showing a how-to on that too. That should be fun. If you want to go into more stylized type of art, I'll show how to do that too. Right now, concentrate on the realism. Alright, let's see what we got here. Cut that out a little bit. A little darker here, darker there. Another way to hide highlights is using a colored pencil, black colored pencil. Yeah, get one here, sharpen it. That'll also help you out with the highlights. Just see, and the white color on top of the regular pencil will like streak it out. See that? And it'll add more character to the hair. See, look at that. Believe it or not, hair is a very big part of a portrait. The more you concentrate on the hair, the more detail you put on the hair, the more your portrait, your sketch comes to life. Looks, makes it stand out, look realistic. See the difference it makes in using the colored pencil. See the areas where I darken it a little? It's bringing it out. See? Look at it. It's coming along now. So this part right here. Just go wild with it. Sorry. I need to stop hitting my rig here. My fancy rig. Just kidding. There we go. Geralt. Toss a coin to your richer. It's a reference from the movie. I mean the TV show. Check that TV show out. If you're into fantasy or in action, you won't be disappointed. It's pretty cool. There we go. Just transfer it up and down that way. Yeah, this portion right here, on the bottom. ahead and darken these pupils out. There we go. There we go. It's a little highlight right there. Right here. If I can get it in there. Nope. I'll get back to that. Remember what I said. You can always get back to updating your art. Get back with your eraser. And just erase it a bit more. Alright, so right now I'm going to stop it right there. That'll be good enough for the tutorial session. Of course, like I always mention, I always continue working on the drawing off once the camera is off. I'm gonna make some more improvements on this drawing and add more details. I don't want to bore you too much, but you get the gist of it when it comes to doing hair and shadow, gray hair, or white hair. I'm going to continue working on this piece. I'm going to post it on my Instagram. Be sure to follow me on my Instagram account. It's called Encito's Art, like my YouTube account. Go ahead and check it out. And thank you for your time. You have a great afternoon, great day. And I'll see you soon. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Goodbye. Hello everyone, this is Nicito from Nicito's Art. Back again. Said to make this one more video from the previous video because I apologize. Unfortunately, my rig didn't realize it was filming upside down, and the video came out halfway. You can pretty much see what was going on. But newbie mistake. It's a learning process for me, but you know, so I thought it was only right for me to make another video from that previous video, and this one shouldn't take as long as the other one. Just an update, let you know where I'm at. Basically, off camera, I added a golden yellow for the eyes to make it stand out a little bit more, and shade a little bit more. Messed up here in the nose a little bit. Fortunately, when I was trying to show like how to shade hair with an engraving using a pen, I didn't realize that I was writing on top of the drawing, the sketch, but you know, you really can't tell unless you look at it directly. I fixed the lighting also. Well, I'm using the phone light to get better lighting. Hopefully you can see these details better. And since I'm here, let me go ahead and work a little bit more on the hair particles, the hair. See, there you go. I added also the background a little bit. Let me darken it up a little bit here. This pretty much going to be a touch-up video. Finish up what I've been working on. And I will be posting this on my, of course, my Instagram account. I'm sorry, I didn't. I mentioned in my previous video that I was gonna make a little sketch for Mother's Day. Apologize, I couldn't get to it tonight. But before the day's over tomorrow, I do my best to work it in. Of course, you know, it is Mother's Day, so apologize if I don't pull through. But I'll do my best to get it in there. To make a video. So it's gonna be dark. See right here? Yeah, this is where I messed up, and I got the little indentation right there. It's not supposed to be there. All right. Right there. Look, maybe I'll put a little bit more of a shadow on the eye. A little more of a casting more of a shadow. There we go. Just something that seems a little off. I think it might be the okay. Watch this. Something's a little off. I think I might know what it is. Yep, it was the eyebrows. See what I mean? from a previous video when I mentioned that sometimes you can do everything perfectly, well, almost perfectly, and this will be something, one little details throwing you off, and the sketch doesn't look quite right. Like it's missing that one thing on this particular sketch. That was the eyebrow. It was a little bit too, wasn't quite right. And there's this little mark right here, and I need to trim it down a little bit more. Speaking of which, need a little bit more of a cast right there, and don't be afraid to lightly shade on the eyeball, because a person's eyeball, they're not pure white. So a little bit of a color, kind of like a yellowish pinkish color to a person's eyes around the eyeball. Remember, we're going for realism, not for comic book like or cartoon characters. That'll come later. I'll make a video about that later. And I forgot, we are gonna do a video on another method of drawing a portrait. Using a method I like to call quick sketch or scribble method. It's actually a method that a lot of famous comic book artists, such as Jim Lee, one of my heroes. He's famous for doing DC Comics. I believe he also worked for Marvel Comics. I'm not quite sure of that, but I do know he worked for DC Comics, and he's known for the Batman character, the Batman comic book you see today. His style, it's amazing, and the way he does his drawings, he just like a quick scribble, and it's amazing the way he works, because what it takes an average person like myself, or many, probably hours, takes him just a couple of minutes to make a great sketch. And he's a genius at work. I mean, you'll see him start sketching something, just scribbling everything real quick, all from memory, and he makes it work. I mean, great Jim Lee. Look up his videos on YouTube. It'll blow your mind. It's very inspiring. He's a genius. Yeah, that'll be the kind of style I'll be showing. I'm actually kind of afraid doing that style because I'm not very good at doing quick sketch, but I'm gonna do my best. And I believe that'll be the end of the tutorials different styles you can use to make a sketch. I think there's well, there's actually one more, but I'm not really going to use it that much. It's called it's kind of using a grid, which you get like a copy of the image you wanna draw. Usually it's recommended to print it out on a piece of paper, like let's say if you're doing it 8 by 11, I believe. You make like squares around the figure, like see if I go quick, like let's see, here's the portrait, and just make squares, and while you're drawing it on the other side, you just match the squares. That's one, but I don't. If you want me to, I can show you how to do that one. But you can usually see that other YouTube videos on that. I be honest, I'm not quite fond of using that particular method. Not that it's cheating. It's just I don't consider it cheating. It's just to me the beauty of doing a portrait is going back and making adjustments, fixing it, and knowing that at the end, looking at your portrait, looking at the sketch you made in the portrait, and having the satisfaction that, hey, I did this with very minimal guidelines, and maybe not it won't look exactly like the portrait in question, but hey, you did it yourself. As long as you're proud of what you did and you're happy, all that matters. All that matters. So you can see that. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. Oh, dropped my phone. Bring it down. There we go. Because I know last time you can see this top part here. And I'll make sure I don't make that same mistake. And go ahead. I will be doing color sketches in the future. Now that also be, believe it or not, that's gonna be a learning process for me, because I am terrible at doing shading or coloring. Most of these sketches I do in color, I usually do them on an app. That way, I'll make a copy and do it on an app. So that way, if I can correct things as I go along. But I will try to do a live one, coloring, and that'll be a learning process, not only for you out there, but for myself also. Because to me, art is about improving, getting better, getting to the point where you feel, well, not getting to the point, because when you get to that point, it just feels like you get lazy, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to get lazy when it comes to art. I always want to challenge myself, and that's something that I encourage y'all to do. Challenge yourself all the time. You know, don't get discouraged if somebody else is out there has a bit more experience or a little bit better in your art. Everybody has something to strive to. Believe me, if see other people's arts out there, my art doesn't compare. I mean, some people do like ultra realistic, but even them takes some years of practice and extremely a lot of patience. You ever seen those drawings where people where you, even close up you can't tell if it's a drawing or a actual photograph? Well, just think of an individual can spend hours or a day working on a particular eye. Just get the eye just right, with all the wrinkles around it, nooks and crannies. So that takes a lot of talent, but also takes a lot of patience. But if you have a passion for what you do, you don't feel like it's work. It's one of the reasons I really started doing this channel, because I was always second guess myself when my drawings, my art. I was like, oh, I don't think my art's that good, that great. But after that, I said to myself, you know what? Just go for it. And this is don't worry what other people think. Just worry about improving yourself. And as long as you're happy with what you're doing, that's all that matters. That's the reason I did I'm begin doing this art channel, to encourage people out there that may be afraid or showing up to work because they don't think they're good enough, or trying to get approval, to look for approval for any other person. Just do it because you love it and you're happy. And just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to take a risk in drawing, in your artwork. It's only art. I'm going to show you ways where, if you're scared of missing a drawing, what to do so you won't mess it up. And experiment and go a little while with different techniques, different mediums, and do it in a way where it's affordable. I mean, you don't have to buy expensive material, markers, paints. I'm gonna show you how to do that, okay? And help you all out. Alright. So, there we go. I think that's good enough. I will be, let's see, right there. Okay, I'm gonna call it a day or a night. Thank you for your time. Once again, remember to follow me on my Instagram page. It's called Nincito's Art. And God bless. You have a good night. Thank you. Goodbye.